Okay, in this last section, the last thing I'm going to go over is how to actually work with your reference manager when you're writing your paper. So now you've already done your research and you've collected resources in your reference manager, and now you want to actually create your paper. So hopefully when you downloaded Zotero, you also acquired the Word plugin. So I'm going to just open a Word. This is a new Word document now. And the thing you should see is a Zotero option in the toolbar on the top. And again, I don't remember how it looks in Mac, but it'll be a Z or something like that. Okay, so let's say that you want to write a research paper on pigs in the past. It's a terrible title. So you've started typing, and you will type your information, and this is not a good sentence, but I have, let's see, we know much about the use of pig resources in archaeological contexts. And let's say right after that, I want to give some examples. And again, hopefully your sentences will be more specific. There will be more specific information in them, but you always want to cite references right next to where you're using them. So there's no doubt that you are saying something that is based on research that you've done, and particularly what research. So right here, I want an in-text citation. And let's say, let's look at our references here. And let's say I've read these 3 articles, and let's say I want to cite all of them. So there's the Albarello, the Cucci, and Hadjikumus. Let's just start with pig. How about that? So let's say I've already forgotten some of those authors, but if I start typing, first of all, let's go to this tab, Zotero tab. Okay, so add a citation. And the first thing that will come up is, and this will only happen once when you're first doing this, it will say, what do you want the style to be for this paper? And oh wow, there's a 7th edition now, so we can go with the 7th edition of APA. That's fine. We'll use that style. Okay, if you see something like this, then it's kind of messed up, and just erase it, and we'll do it again. Add citation. Oh, it's because it's putting it over here. And it will give you a bar like this. Okay, so let's say I've forgotten those authors, but I know that the title has the word pig in it. What's really nice about how Zotero works is as soon as you start typing any word from the title or the author, it will look through your Zotero library and start pulling up options there. So let's say I wanted to use, I want to use this one. But there was another one I wanted. So let's do 2 of them. So we already got the Albarello, but how about tooth eruption and epiphyseal fusion? Okay, so I've pulled 2 of those out, and then I just hit return. Ooh, if it does that, that's a problem. Not supposed to do that. Occasionally you get technical glitches. That might have been because I did that weird thing at the beginning. Let's try it again. Okay, pigs Albero and Payne, let's just put that one in. There it is. Okay. Including information about growth and development. At which point I'll put that other reference in. Okay, so this is going to be pigs. I saw eruption, as in tooth eruption. There it is, bull. Okay, great. I've got 2 citations in there. Say I continue according to many authors. And now we're going to add multiple citations. Let's say Lyman, who knows? I'm just throwing in random stuff now. Let's put that other pigs article in there, guinea pigs. So these are just some random authors. Hit the return, those authors are in there, and then I say whatever I was going to say, those authors say, right? Okay. And I continue like that. And now I've got in-text citation, and I've used the correct information, and you didn't have to think about how do I format this in-text citation? Do I include page numbers or things like that? Don't worry about that. It's going to format this correctly for you. And you're going to keep doing that and writing your paper. So you're writing your paper after you have the references in front of you and you know where you're adding them as you go. Always add your references as you go. If you go back and try to remember what you were thinking of at the time, it'll just make your life hard. So this is the best way to do it. And then you finish your paper and you're going to have a final section called references cited. All right, so references cited. And right there is where you're going to drop your bibliography. And it did it automatically for you. You didn't have to type anything. It's just all there. It's formatted correctly. You can, if you see a mistake in it at this point, so let's say bull was all capitalized. In fact, I can simulate this mistake. Let me go to that. Ooh, it's not one of these. Is this one I put in? I didn't put any of these in. I don't think I choose any of my references from this one. Albero, yeah, that one. Okay. Okay, so this one. Let's see. What if I just made size? Let's say this is how it came across. And you know that looks wrong. Maybe that's how it came off the web. Okay, so oh wow, I had already picked up an Albero. So none of these were in my references. Okay. Just to make the point, if you see a problem here, so something's all capitalized, the author name is backwards or something like that, don't change it here. If you change it here, it will keep changing back on you. Okay, so don't change it in your paper itself. Go into Zotero and make the correction in the Zotero database, and then go back to your paper and use this little refresh button. And it will fix whatever was incorrectly typed in. Okay, so and those are all the key things that you need to do. So here, this is what you need to do when you're writing your paper. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about, and I did this kind of in backwards order. So this is kind of the main use of Zotero here, what we're doing here. But there's another thing you're going to use Zotero for, and so I'm going to just start a new Word document for this. I am asking you to make an annotated bibliography. So Bibliography is different from a references cited section. And this is a really key point. I'm probably going to ask you about this somewhere on a homework question at some point. What is this difference? A references cited section in a body of work refers to the references that are cited in that body of work. So in your research paper, you're going to cite some references, and there's a references cited section that includes all of those references. An annotated bibliography in general is a different thing. A bibliography is a standalone set of references that is topical in nature. So in this case, you're doing a research bibliography. This is not connected to your paper yet. This is research in advance of your paper, which is why you're doing it. So it's a standalone bibliography. Now, there's a really quick way, once you collect all your references, to make a standalone bibliography. So let me get to Zotero on one side and my Word document on the other, my blank Word document. Okay, so let's say for my annotated bibliography, I am going to talk, remember I asked you to put 3 references in, so I'm going to put all of these references into my annotated bibliography. All I have to do is have Zotero open here, my Word document open here, select the ones I want to have in it, pull them across, drop them down, and you're done. Well, not entirely done, of course, but at least you have the references in there. Okay, now you can put in the annotation. So between each reference, this is exactly how I want you to do this. You have the reference first, and then you start typing paragraph, whatever you're going to type. Paragraph about this reference here. Okay? So you're going to put your annotation here in between each reference. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Okay? Again, check to make sure that this is all, doesn't have any mistakes in it that came off of the web. And then put in your annotation for each, which is a paragraph summarizing the point of the article. Since you're doing an analysis of methodology, you might want to talk about the methodology in your annotation a bit, what kind of data they were using, how they were analyzing it, stuff like that. This is a way to keep notes on things as you do research. Okay, that's all I was going to talk about with respect to creating a bibliography. One last thing, sorry. When I did this drag and drop, and it dropped everything in this nice format, it did that specifically because I had originally set up my preferences correctly. So remember on the first, one of the earlier videos I shot, I set up these preferences. So the export in particular is in that format. Cite is the format. This one, it doesn't even really matter if you set it, because it's going to ask you what format you want to set within your paper. So cite is in-text citation format, and references cited format within a paper. But if you're going to drag and drop it, this is going to determine how it shows up wherever you pull it. And you can drag these references anywhere. So if you want to check your references with me in advance, which I am requiring you to do, you can open an email to me, grab all 3 of these references, drop them into the email, and they will come to me formatted correctly. And I will have a very easy time of finding them in that case. Okay, that really is the end of this. Thanks for listening.